Hello, hello. All right, so we're gonna get started. Thank you, God. How the heck did you get in? My cat, I swear. He's always got to be up in my business. He's like another child. Um, anyways, okay, so I wanted to start off with some recognition. And so from now on, because, last time when our calls were on Wednesday nights, it was kind of the end of the week. So I decided to still do it for this week instead of recognizing people like what I do on Thursdays. So it's going to be, as of today, what everybody's Success Club points are and what everybody's volume is. And I think that will kind of maybe help you gauge in the next day how far you guys want to push to, reach your goals and things like that. If you're not at Success Club yet and that's your goal by Wednesday night, then you know what it is today and you can push for that tomorrow. So I will get started. So we have Courtney Brock at Success Club 5 already. We have Whitney Knight at 8 and Brittany Cooley at 16. So great job. Yeah, totally killing it. Crazy that it's, not even mid-month and everybody's, we have a lot of people that are at Success Club 2, even 4. So I'm really excited for you guys this month. This is a month that, we're into the summer time, everybody's thinking about their bodies and, get into that bathing suit. So really, really tap into that when you're talking to people. And then for our volume, I am only recognizing people 200 and above. And right now we have Christina Russo at 210. We have Courtney Brock at 435. And we have Brittany Cooley at 765. So awesome, awesome, awesome. Great job. All right. So tonight, I hope my notes kind of make sense because I was a little distracted today with my children. But so I want to talk about, building who you are and who you want to attract. And then kind of a new way, I think that might be helpful for some of you to kind of do that. So I hope you have a paper out because tonight I'm going to ask you to kind of write things down as I go. So the major thing that you have to decide is who you want to attract. And now this obviously can change, as you go, along. If you have no kids and next year you are pregnant, then it's going to change. But I want you to go off of right now who you want to attract. This is such a huge, huge thing because when I started, I will tell you, I was just kind of like, I want to touch everybody. I want to help everybody, and I think to some extent you want to do that. But in reality, you're only going to be able to work with the people that connect with you. So you need to narrow down and find a niche market of who you want to work with. So that kind of goes into who you are as a person. Because as I had just mentioned, like attracts like, so you're going to attract people that are like you. So if you're not where you want to be, or maybe you're not, let's say working the business like you want to be, and that's the type of person you want to attract, this type of coach you want to attract is a workhorse and somebody that's goal driven, then you need to be that person. So right now, I want you to think of 5 things in the person that you want to attract. This can be specifically a coach or a challenger. But I think for the sake of coaching, especially a lot of you are pushing for rank advancing, think of as a coach, who do you want to attract? Do you want to attract somebody that is a go-getter? Do you want to attract somebody that is a leader? maybe somebody that is a mom, maybe, whatever it is. Write down 5 things in the person that you want to attract. Okay, so that list you can continue to grow, obviously. The more you think about it, get specific. Some coaches literally will tell them what hair color that they want in a coach, not because that's important, but that's the type of person that they know they're going to attract. Like Katie Hefner, she knows that she is looking for that blonde, upbeat, like almost little ditzy type of person, because that is who she connects with. So be specific. And those things might seem really silly, but I promise you, the more specific you can get, then the more you'll attract that person, and you'll be able to kind of weed through people, because you don't necessarily want every single person that wants to be a coach on your team. I mean, like I said, when I started, I thought that's what I wanted. I just want anybody I can get. But when push comes to shove, that doesn't mean you're going to work well with everybody. So get very, very specific. I want you guys to, make that make that list even longer and more in depth after this call. So then I want you guys to look at that list and ask yourself, am I that person? So if you wrote on that list, you're looking for a goal-driven person, or somebody that is going to be a leader, or somebody that is going to work hard, is that you? I want you to be really honest with yourself, because if that's not you, then it's time to make some changes and step up your game. Because you cannot expect high caliber coaches to want to sign up with somebody who's a wandering ship or somebody that's wishy-washy. They're going to sign up under somebody who is like them and is goal-driven and is going to push them. So look at yourself. Give yourself some tough love, because you're going to attract whoever you are. And, I've had to self-reflect on a lot of this too, because, I am a very, fly by the seat of my pants type of person. And not that that's a bad thing, but, I have also attracted a lot of people that will sign up and then they do nothing, and then they fall off. And so, I've had to look at myself and be like, okay, like, why am I attracting these people? What is it that I can change to draw people in that are more serious about this? And that doesn't mean every single coach you sign up has to be super serious about it, or, that exact person. But if you are serious about growing your team and making this a business where it's going to give you that financial freedom, then you better rethink who you are, who you're attracting, and why. So with that said, I want you guys to think of these 4 things to kind of look at yourself and see if you are that high caliber coach, so that you can attract those other high caliber potential coaches. 1 is, do you write these down? Do you have a strong belief in the products, in the business, and in yourself? Now, I would assume most of you have a strong belief in the products. A lot of you have started as customers and have used the products, have seen the results. But for whatever reason, a lot of people become, that wandering ship when it comes to your business. Do you have full belief in the business? Now, I'll tell you personally, this was something that took me a little while to, not that I didn't believe in the business plan, not that I didn't believe that I could be successful at it, but I felt as though I couldn't represent myself in a certain way because I wasn't making, $1 million a year yet. And so that held me back because I didn't talk to people about the coaching opportunity like it was a big deal and like it was a big opportunity, because reality is it's a huge opportunity. You can make this whatever you want it to be. And you truly can come from nothing and build this thing up so that you can pay your kids' college. You can go on vacations whenever you want. You can have that financial freedom. You can have freedom in general to just do what you want and then work when you need to. So do you have that belief? Even though maybe you're making a couple $100 here and there, maybe you're making $30 a month, whatever it is, you should still have the belief in the business as though it was $1 million business, because it is. And you have to whatever you need to do, whether you need to do the research on other coaches or, look at the business plan or whatever you need to do to truly, truly treat this like the $1 million business it is, you got to do it. You have to instill that belief in you, because that's going to help you also to talk more easily to coaches, or potential coaches rather, about the business opportunity. A lot of people find it easy to talk about, a challenge pack. But do you find it as easy to talk about the business opportunity? If not, then it's time to build a little bit more belief in that so that you can become a solid coach and solid leader. And then also, if you don't have a strong belief in yourself, then it's time to pick up a personal development book that's going to help you, because having a belief in yourself rubs off on people. It is the one thing that, exudes through you without saying a word. People can see if you have confidence or not. People can see through what you say, just the way you hold yourself, the way you walk into a room, if you're confident. So you gotta get confident, even though you might not be at your goal, whatever your goal weight or whatever it is. That doesn't mean you can't have confidence. So pick up a book. I think in our file section, there's a bunch of books listed in there of personal development that you can choose. Also, there are a ton of YouTube books for free that you can look up. So you don't have to purchase anything. Just look up stuff on YouTube and hopefully, you find the full version, because I found a ton of stuff on there. John Maxwell has like a bajillion books on YouTube that are free. They're completely free. So you don't have to spend money. There's also other just speakers in general that, have great stuff on YouTube. And podcasts are great as well. So that's number one. Number two is, do you have a strong why? So do you have a strong why in this business? So why are you doing this? Why do you want to be successful? You have to have a strong why. It cannot be, well, I want to help people. Okay, we all want to help people. That's why we do this, right? It's got to be bigger than that. Make yourself cry over it. Sounds crazy, but think about what you don't have right now and what you're going to have one day, because you will. If you work at this and you trust God to do it, it'll happen. It will happen. So do not, don't ever put something out of your mind like, oh, I can never do that. I can never get there. I can never do this. No, make that your why. Write it down and make that your why. Okay? You gotta get that down pat. You need to write it down. You can print out pictures of your dream house. You can, whatever it is, Put it in your face every day, on your mirror, on your fridge, in the car. That's your why. That's going to be your driving force to never, ever stop. And when you feel like giving up and no one signed challenge packs and no coaches, are doing anything on your team, that is going to be what's going to keep you going and say, no, I'm going to persist on. I'm going to, have courage. I am going to believe in this and I'll do this. So get that why. You have to have a strong why. Number 3 is a strong commitment. So are you being consistent with what you do? Do you have a commitment to Beachbody, to yourself, that you're going to do this? That no matter when you have had no sleep because your child has been up all night, that you're still going to get a post in. That when, your husband's in the hospital, are you going to still be inviting for, a challenge group that you had planned? Are you still going to keep going? Life has interruptions. Life has so many interruptions. And you have to learn to maneuver through them and not make excuses. That doesn't mean you can't, postpone things. That doesn't mean you can't, reschedule calls or, work around it. That's why that's the point of this business, is you own it. But you also can't neglect the 3 vital behaviors, because if you consistently do that, over time, your business is going to go backwards, and you'll have to start all over again when you decide that, okay, I do want to do this. And believe me, that sucks. I've seen it happen, and it's not fun. So make sure you have a strong commitment and strong consistency. I'm going to say consistency with that too, because it is, whether you want to or not, you have to be consistent. Okay. And then number 4 is, are you coachable? Are you coachable? Because no matter how big your business ever becomes, you still have to be a student. You still have to be willing to learn. You always have to be in a book or, on a podcast or on a call or, looking up the next seminar that's going to be up. If you look at the top coaches, the most successful coaches in this business, I promise you that they are at every single Beachbody event. They are at all the Super Saturdays. They are at Summit. They are at anything and everything they possibly can to fill themselves up with the knowledge that they need to continue to grow. So you have to continually learn and be coachable. Okay, so don't ever put that off. For me, I know that I love the events, but at first I knew they were important, but until I actually went to one, I didn't understand how important they were. So make sure you are getting to them. And I know a lot of you can't get to Summit, but Super Saturday is right after that. And they're all over the country. So, look up a Super Saturday that is, I think it's like the weekend after, actually. So get to it, because you're going to have a, recap of Summit, and everybody's still going to be on a high from Summit and going to be high energy. So make sure you get there. It's usually, sometimes they're on Saturdays, sometimes they're on Sundays, sometimes they're on Fridays. It just depends on where they are, who's hosting them. But get there, make it a point, and plan it now, especially ones you guys with kids. I have made excuse after excuse not to go to certain things because of my kids, and it's just too hard. And when there's a will, there's a way. So I can't have that excuse anymore. Neither can you.
Hey, Amy.
Yes.
Sorry. How do you find out about Super Saturdays and stuff like that? Where is that information posted?
They will have it posted on I think it's in the news section. Typically you can click on, find a Super Saturday in my area. There's going to be one. There's one in New Jersey. I can't remember where it is though. but I'll post like the ones that I know about. And then anybody like Kyle, if you're going to one, post the event that you're going to, just because you never know like who's in what area, and they could, come join you. So yeah, that is where you find it. And when it comes closer, I'll post it, because I'm not sure if they have them all up yet. They might though. I'll check. Okay. Okay, so with that, I want you guys, I've done this before, and if you don't know, like for the new coaches, to kind of figure out who you want to attract, aside from, thinking of, if you want a specific kind of coach. I want you to think of who you are and create your 5 rocks if you haven't done that yet. And what that means is these are the 5 top things in your life, and it kind of like defines who you are. So typically, those are the 5 things that you are always going to kind of post about. For me, it's family, faith, fitness, nutrition, and fearlessness or motivation. So those are my 5. And so when people start to follow me, they know and expect one of those 5 to be posted. That's what I am. That is my business. So I'm not throwing in like randomly this crazy, I don't even know, stuff. And people are like completely thrown off guard. So this kind of helps to create the culture and the type of people that you do attract, because they know kind of what to expect from you, and they're going to stay with you if that's along the lines that they need or want or agree with. So create those 5 rocks if you have not done that yet. So that goes into how you're going to figure out your content on your page. So that kind of goes with your consistency as well. You want to be consistent throughout all of your social media platforms. So, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever you're on, needs to be consistent. So it needs to be within that realm of the 5 rocks and what defines you. And with that, like I had mentioned, goes along with the type of person that you want to attract. So if you're trying to attract somebody that's a professional, or is a trainer, or is, whatever it is, then you're going to post more about those things, and you're going to come across more professional. It's very, some Beachbody coaches, it's very easy to, I don't know how to say this, but, some Beachbody coaches, they present themselves just as, I would say, they're just a mom that does fitness kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's who they're going to attract. But for me, I want more of a professional type feel to who I am and my page. And so I think it's very important to, I don't have on there that I'm a Beachbody coach. I am a health and fitness instructor and coach, but I don't represent myself as a Beachbody coach. Because sometimes what happens when you do that and you list Beachbody coach on everything, or, whatever, people get turned off because you never know what kind of experiences they've had before, and they might think they're just in it for a sale. So I don't represent myself when people look at my page as a Beachbody coach. You'll see nothing on my profile that says that, because I want to be defined by me and who I am, not by who I work for. Okay. Sorry, that was a little bit of a tangent. But so be consistent throughout all your social medias. Use the 5 rocks and identify who you want to attract. With that said, okay, so now I know a lot of people find it hard to have people maybe leave them their email addresses, or have people, be messaging them about the coaching opportunity or the whatever group you have going on. So there's something new or different that I would like you guys to try. And this is based upon building your email list. So I always say, make a list of all these people, but it's really important to get email list going. So instead of having people go, or sign up rather for a group that they have to pay for, I want you guys to be thinking about giving out free information. I just posted and I'll post it in our group. I want to run a free clean eating group starting Monday. And I think we need to be doing more of this. And the reason for that is because people want free information. People will be more than willing to give you their email address so that they can join a free group, so that you can give them some sort of value without having to, pay money. So the more groups like this that you can do, it could be anything you want. It could be a free, do like a squat challenge group or a ab group or, anything really. It could be a mommy group. It could be, anything. So if you can create these groups and get a list of emails, then that is your goal, because you are able to create value in these people. You are able to communicate with them more freely, and you're able to instill a trust in them, or rather them a trust in you, so that when you do throw in the offer to become a coach, or you do throw in the offer about, joining a challenge group and you have to pay money for it, then they'll be more willing to sign up because they've already built a relationship with you and built that trust. So with that said, we rely on Facebook so much, and I think that is a great thing, but I think if you can get people's email addresses, reconsider doing, maybe a newsletter every week or every month, something where the people that aren't necessarily becoming or signing up to be in your challenge groups, they're still getting this free information. So, every week you could do something different. You could do a newsletter about what's in their soda, or a newsletter about how to see what foods are genetically modified, or, whatever it is. This is going to give them free information. You always want to be giving out free stuff. You could have people give you your email addresses for a free meal plan. You create one meal plan and send it out. It's not that hard. But the more people that you can actually get on your actual email list, the better, because someone used this analogy and I thought it was great. Just because you have a big following doesn't mean crap. Doesn't mean anything. Because just because you have a big following does not mean that they're liking your stuff, commenting on your stuff, or even wanting to join any of your groups. So you go from an ocean, right? You go from an ocean of people, and you want to get them into the harbor. So you have to get them into the harbor by these free groups, or let's say a free meal plan. Okay, so you're narrowing it down. Now you can get these people into your harbor. From there, you want to get them into your stream. So you narrow it down even more. So you keep giving them that information, and then you offer something that is, your challenge group. Now they have to pay for it. So it's going to trickle down, and it's going to be even fewer people, but there will be people that sign up, and they're going to be the ones that get in that river. And that is the process of, getting these email addresses. So, if any of you have listened to any of Chalene Johnson's things, this is exactly what she does. So if you check out her Instagram, a free webinar, she gives free webinars. in that webinar, after she is talking about whatever it is, then she offers you a program. Sign up for my confidence club, and she talks all about it. Sign up for my Instagram impact training. So she reels you in by something free, and she gives you a free seminar, and then she talks up her programs, and then she offers it. So we can do the same exact thing. You could do a free Zoom call for people. Talk about clean eating. Talk about whatever it is. You guys can get creative. This is for you. And, you know, like I said, base it upon your audience. Base it upon who you are. You know, Meg, you could do a free training on how to cook clean, or, you know, how to, whatever it is that to go along with your other business. So you could do a half hour. You could actually have them in the kitchen with you, set up your Zoom call, be cooking, you know, and talk to them as you do it. So these are all little tidbits that you can do to engage people so that they can gain confidence in you. There's more people that are going to want to join free things. So that is the process I want you guys to think of. Rather, and it doesn't have to be in place of, but maybe in addition to, you know, the invite where we're posting, you know, apply to be a coach, or, you know, join my challenge group. This is a more subtle way for people to join you and to build that trust. There's a site that you can do. I mean, there's a bunch of sites, but MailChimp is one of the easier sites to do newsletters. It's mail, M-A-I-L, chimp.com. And, you know, you can play around with it. And like I said, literally, I mean, you could do every week, every month, whatever. Totally up to you. But, I mean, and God forbid too, guys, if Facebook crashed or your Facebook crashed or got hacked, like, you're going to lose everybody. So get email addresses so that you can create that list, and that no matter what, you're safe. Okay? So something else I was going to add to that, and I can't remember. I don't know. It left me. So, okay. So starting Monday, I want you guys to talk it up, get as many people on it as you can, in it as you can. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I've done this before. I actually need to go back to it. Brittany actually started doing this. Using Wufoo applications. And so what you do, instead of saying, you know, who wants to join my team, basically, this is another more professional way to do it, which goes back to, like I said, you don't want necessarily everybody working on your team. You can create a Wufoo application, and it's free. After you make a certain amount, you have to pay, but you can always change what you have. So it's all free. And you send them to that site, and you have them fill out an application to be in a challenge group, to be in a coach apprenticeship, whatever it is. And so you get the information, you're getting their email address, you can ask them whatever you want on those things. So, Brittany, if you wouldn't mind, could you post your challenge group one to our group afterwards? Okay, perfect. Because when you say apply here, it seems a heck of a lot more professional than being like, send me your email, or, you know, whatever. So this is one of those transitional moments where you become more of a professional person. And like I said, you are not accepting everybody. I mean, you could, but it doesn't come across that way. It's, you're applying for this like you would a job, and, you know, you get to review it. If there's something on there that you don't like, you don't want to work with them, you know? And that's where the transition of thought comes in, that you get to choose who you want to work with. And believe me, you don't want everybody, even though I know as a brand new coach, you definitely feel like you want everybody. But you don't necessarily do. So I hope that helps. There are also on YouTube like MailChimp trainings. So it will help you to just like figure out how to do these newsletters and things like that. So it's pretty straightforward. So I can post that in the group too, the different trainings and the actual site, if that would be helpful. So tonight, after our call, I just want you, like I said, I want you to go back to the beginning of this call and think about if you're that person that you want to attract. Because I think probably all of you have some weak spot. I mean, I know I do. Like one of the things that maybe you struggle with is consistency, or one of the things you struggle with is your personal development. Decide tonight that that's not going to be a struggle anymore, that no matter how much you don't want to do it, you're going to commit to doing it, because the consistency of all of these things are going to push your business forward so much faster. And, you know, you don't have to put in extra work. You just have to work smarter. So look at yourself tonight, really try and digest, you know, and figure out who you want to target, and, you know, make yourself match up to that person. Okay. All right. Do you guys have any questions for me? No? Okay. All right. So Clean Eating Group starts on Monday. Be inviting for that. Brittany will post her WooFoo application example. I will post, there's also a call actually that I'm going to be posting. I didn't want to, it talks about, you know, the 4 different things that I spoke about, the like if you're to be a successful coach, and Katie Hefner did it, and it's about building your, oh my gosh, can't think of the word. It's about building your niche, basically. So I want you guys to listen to that call. It is like an hour long, but it's amazing. And I didn't want to reiterate everything because she does a much better job. So I will send that over to you guys as well. Okay. All right. Have a wonderful night, and let's kill the rest of the week. All right. Have a good one, guys.